The Taxpert Incorporation app 2023-24 helps you to advise sole traders who are thinking of incorporating, turning into a limited company, by setting out the tax and national insurance consequences. And this latest version, of course, takes account of the changes to corporation tax rates that came in April 24. And there are 5 worksheets in this Excel-based application. We're opening here with the main input worksheet, which allows you, as usual, in the yellow cells to input the basic data. So, for example, I could input trading profits here for a sole trader of, let's say, 75,000, and immediately that will then work out the class 4 and class 2 national insurance liabilities, the tax. And on the right-hand side, if a limited company had the same level of trading profit, but it was all left in the company, the corporation tax would be 16,125. That's assuming that there are no associated companies. Now, before looking at further figure work, let me just run through these different worksheets at the bottom. The overview worksheet has some information about how to use the app, and it has buttons that take us direct to the other worksheets. Here again, we've got the main input sheet, and then we've got the workings. I can go by clicking workings into the sole trader calculations, showing how the tax and NI is calculated on the 75,000 profit. And then similarly, in the company worksheet, if I did have salary and dividends, etc., it would show how all of that is calculated. And it also shows up here the corporation tax calculation. And then the final worksheet contains the tax rates and allowances that apply depending on whether you are a Scottish resident or whether you're resident in the rest of the UK. And going back to the incorporation worksheet itself, if I scroll down, then as with our other calculator apps, I can select Scottish taxpayer aye or no, and you can see that the tax has gone up. Actually, that's not the tax, that's the saving from incorporation, although that's misleading because I haven't yet taken any salary or dividends. But the net income was 51,395 if you're Scottish. If you're not, it was 53,501. So the Scottish resident taxpayer would in fact be paying less by way, I'm sorry, their net income has gone down, as I would expect. They're paying more by way of tax on sole trader profits of 75,000. You can also select the pension status. If the taxpayer has reached state pension age, for a Scottish taxpayer that would be aye, then their net income goes up there because the national insurance is zeroed once you've reached state pension age. But let's put it back to a typical non-Scottish who has not yet reached state pension age. So not Scottish, and yes or no, no, not yet reached state pension age. Well, 75,000 of trading profit. Let's click on optimize. You can, of course, input desired salary figures, etc. But if I click on optimize, that will work out, as does our profit extraction app, the optimal combination of salary, 12,570 here, and the rest as dividends. And that shows me a saving from incorporation of 1,232. If that was a Scottish taxpayer, I would expect the saving to be higher. It goes up by a couple of £1,000 because of the way in which the Scottish taxpayer can avoid the Scottish rates on self-employment income. Those rates don't apply to dividends. So by switching most of the income from non-savings income to dividends, the Scottish taxpayer is going to be a lot better off. But anyway, let's go back again to the rest of the UK. One particular way of seeing the advantage of incorporating would be if you were financing the company with, let's say, interest, with a loan of maybe 100,000 at interest rates of, say, 6%. So if you've got 6% interest on 100,000 and you're taking 6,000 of interest out, I need to change the dividend figure now. I can either re-optimize or I can just type in 44,874, but you can see there that the saving from incorporation has gone up to 2,711. Without the interest, if I just reverse those two changes, the saving was only 1232, but with the interest, the saving has gone up to 2711. So that's an interesting calculation. We can put in other income if the individual has other dividends, earnings, etc. And then if I look again at the workings on the company spreadsheet, you can now see the salary coming in, the dividends coming in, and the interest there. The benefit of that is in the savings rate band and so on. But you've probably seen enough now in this demonstration to appreciate the use to which you could put this 2234 Taxpert Incorporation app in advising suitable clients. I'll reset it all to 0 and leave you to ponder.